Was it too good to be true? Well, the new Predator 5000 is having issues, and I have some information for you. That way you can find out what to do if you already own one and what's going to happen from here on out. Now, I'll show you a couple examples of what's happening with this generator as we get a little bit more into the video. Now, from what I found out is that if you have the box still, there is a PO number on that box. That number will be able to tell you if those are affected or not, and then you can give that to the Harbor Freight guy at the store, and he'll be able to tell you if that was on the list where they were actually pulling those items off the shelf or not, because not every unit has been affected. Now, because I don't have my box anymore because it's been several months, I still have the receipt, but on that receipt there is no PO number that I could find. And if there is a serious enough problem, actually Harbor Freight is going to send an email to those who bought this to contact you and let you know what to do from there, if it's a serious problem or not. At the moment, it really just seems to be a load issue. It has nothing to do with maybe fuel leak, propane leak, and more, but I'll show you in these couple examples what's happening. And this actually started fine until about an hour in, and now it kind of comes and goes as I use the generator, which, since I bought the warranty, I'll probably run it to the ground and just get another one, but I'll show you in this example here. So the 5000 is hooked up. I'm going to turn on this 15K AC unit with a soft start, so go ahead and listen. Now that big motor whine shouldn't happen, nor should that amount of voltage drop, plus the generator would trip sometimes, so you'd have to go back out there and reset it. And now I have it hooked up with the old Predator 3500. It's in a parallel box, so again, I'll turn on the AC unit. Now go ahead and listen. There will be a couple little jolts. We'll wait for it here. And again, so that shouldn't really be happening, that kind of a double jolt motor sound that you'll hear out there. But let me show you what's going on. So right now it looks like everything is fine. But if you listen, it seems like they're both running, but actually the 5000 is not. It's just at idle and is overload and tripped. And even with it paralleled with the other unit, it did pretty much all the work. This one kind of freaked out, and this would sometimes happen and sometimes it wouldn't, but this one has been pretty steady with no issues. Now, these units haven't been totally recalled yet, and I don't even know if that's actually going to happen, but they did pull certain units off the shelf because of that certain SKU number or PO number, and they will be adding more of these back onto the shelf soon, from at least the information that I have gathered. And as far as updates, I'm not sure what they will be changing. Much like the Predator 3500, they actually changed that unit, about a year and a half out, maybe 2 years after it was released. It doesn't even have the same engine anymore. Now, as far as I know, the Predator 3500 is now utilizing an engine from Ratto Engineering, and this is the second engine that I have seen in this model. When it first came out a long time ago, when I was doing oil changes and I first reviewed this model, it was actually supplied with a Lonson engine. That's a different China company out there, which same thing with Ratto Engineering. And unfortunately, none of this stuff is made in America anymore. So it is what it is. Now, when they went from the Lonson engine, it actually was running really good. That was a really good model that didn't really have any problems. There were several people out there getting over 10,000 hours, and it was actually pretty surprising how well that did. And that's why it got so popular, because it was also quiet. The new engine, I actually prefer this one better, but it is having more electrical issues as far as the inverter board and also the CO sensor, and not to mention the screen goes out a little bit more prematurely, at least from all the information that I have gathered. If you've had other problems with it, let me know down in the comments. Now, if you are looking for a generator and need one and you had your hopes set on the 5000, the 3500 Predator is still a good model and is still performing well. Or you can also look into the Champion Dual Fuel 4500. This won my shootout that I did just a little while ago on top 10 generators, as this has hardly had any issues and it performs well. Now, if you're wondering how quiet it is and how reliable it is, well, let me give you a little bit more information. This one here is also utilizing the same 212cc engine from Ratto Engineering that one is there. So a lot of times people will say, well, this one's quieter than pretty much everything else out there. Well, when I did sound tests, this one actually beat it out just a little bit. And because it has more power, it will idle a little bit lower. And again, I haven't heard a lot of problems with this model. Now, this one does run a little bit more money than the Predator 3500, but it has also gone up in price, where this one has actually come down just a little bit. And if you're asking me which one of these I would choose, well, no matter what generator you buy, always buy a warranty. It just makes it easy to return. And a lot of times, depending on who you are, I always recommend a dual fuel just because it gives you two options, and because propane lasts a lot longer as far as storing it. And if you have a carburetor issue, well, propane is still going to work. So if you're asking which one I would buy, I think this gives you the answer.